فلما دخلوا عليه قالوا يا أيها العزيز مسنا وأهلنا الضر وجئنا ببضاعة مزجاة فأوف لنا الكيل وتصدق علينا إن الله يجزي المتصدقين. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. We are in Ayah 88. We begin by praising Allah that we are able to gather here in His house, surrounding His book, and we are on the verge of completing the tafsir of this surah today, inshallah. May Allah allow us to take the lessons that is intended from this surah. The scene that we reached in this part of the story is where the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam, they went back to their father without Binyamin, and they explained how Binyamin was accused of stealing, accused of theft at the king's palace, and he was imprisoned or taken as a slave. So after that, their father asked them not to lose hope and to go back and to look for Binyamin and Yusuf. So as they go back to Egypt, as these brothers go back to Egypt, this is for the third time. They have been here before, twice, and this is the third time they are coming back. Now, what is the goal of their arrival to Egypt this time? What is their purpose of coming to Egypt this time? What do you think, Wafi? To get their brother, yes. And what else? Why did they come to Egypt before? Food, yes, food, yes. So they are coming back, probably after many months again, when it's time for getting their food. And this time when they're coming, usually they bring some goods with them, some merchandise with them. And in exchange for that, they take the provisions, they take the food. But this time when they came with scant merchandise, very little merchandise, little or no value. Bida'atin muzjah. Muzjah is those kind of goods. If you go and try to sell it to a shop, either the shop owner will not take it from you. He will say that, I don't need this, I can't sell it. Or he will take it for a very low price, below the market price. He will take it. So they are saying, فَلَمَّا دَخَلُوا عَلَى يُوسُف, when they entered into the presence of Yusuf, قَالُوا يَا أَيُّهَا الْعَزِيزُ, O governor of Egypt, مَسَّنَا وَأَهْلَنَا الضُّرُّ, harm has afflicted us and our families. وَجِئْنَا بِبِضَاعَةٍ مُزْجَاةٍ, and we have come with very little, very scant merchandise. فَأَوْفِ لَنَا الْكَيْلِ, but please give us food in full measure. وَتَصَدَّقْ عَلَيْنَا, and be charitable to us. إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَجْزِي الْمُتَصَدِّقِينَ, indeed, Allah rewards the charitable ones. These are his brothers. This time, in the previous times, they came with merchandise like everybody else. It was famine. But this time, their family has become so weak, they are in such a vulnerable state that they couldn't even bring proper merchandise to exchange their goods for. So they are saying that we couldn't bring much. Please give us full measure and please be charitable to us. They are begging for his help this time. And by stating this weak condition of theirs, by their desperate condition, they are also hinting towards the release of their brother. But they can't present it right away. They didn't want to present it right away. They stated their dire situation first, their desperateness first. So Yusuf a.s. is listening to all of this. That if they have these goods at home, if they don't even have proper goods to exchange for at home, what is the condition of their father back at home? And what is the condition of his family? He feels for them. And now he decides he is going to reveal himself. Remember when he was thrown in well, there was an inspiration that came to him from Allah. What was that? What did Allah inspire him in the well? Yaqub, do you remember? When he was thrown into the well, Allah says, وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْهِ لَتُنَبِّئَنَّهُمْ بِأَمْرِهِمْ هَذَا وَهُمْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. A day will come when you will narrate this incident to them and they will have no clue. Allah inspired that to Yusuf a.s. when Yusuf a.s. was thrown into the well. And today the day has come. Yusuf a.s. says, قَالَ هَلْ عَلِمْتُمْ مَا فَعَلْتُمْ بِيُوسُفَ. Do you recall, do you know what you did with Yusuf? وَأَخِيهِ, and his brother? إِذْ أَنْتُمْ جَاهِلُونَ, when you were ignorant? They were shocked. How does this minister, this governor know about Yusuf? It was only us brothers who were present there. No one else saw it. Even Binyamin doesn't know what happened to Yusuf. How come he knows it? He knows it. Is he? No, it can't be. How can he be Yusuf? Is he really Yusuf? So they ask him. They respond to him. قَالُوا أَإِنَّكَ لَأَنْتَ Yusuf. Are you really, in fact, Yusuf? He says, قَالَ أَنَا يُوسُفُ وَهَذَا أَخِي. He says, I am Yusuf, and this is my brother. قَدْ مَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَيْنَا. Before that, in Yusuf a.s. statement, when Yusuf a.s. says, هَلْ عَلِمْتُمْ مَا فَعَلْتُمْ بِيُوسُفَ وَأَخِيهِ. Do you recall, do you know what you did with Yusuf and his brother? إِذْ أَنْتُمْ جَاهِلُونَ, when you were ignorant? See how he is reminding his brothers of what they did, and he is going to reveal himself. But he does this in such a kind way. He says, he even gives that excuse to them. Do you remember what you did to Yusuf when you were ignorant, when you were jahilun? He doesn't say that, do you remember what you did to Yusuf when you were wicked boys? No, he doesn't say that. He doesn't put the blame that way. Because his intention is not to put them down. His intention is to allow them to also do tawbah. And jahilun is the word he uses. Ignorant. Or jahilun also means when someone is overwhelmed by their emotions. When Yusuf a.s. is in front of those women who the wife of the minister invited, remember? He prayed to Allah that, oh Allah, if you don't save me, I will fall for their plot, and I will become among the jahilun, he says. Yusuf a.s. himself, he says about himself, that if you don't save me, I myself will become among the jahilun, among the ignorant ones, among those who are overwhelmed by their emotions and can't control themselves. So he recognizes that. So he gives the same excuse to their brothers. that whatever they did to me, it is because they were overwhelmed by emotions. It is because they had fallen prey as a prey to the shaitan. Remember, his father taught him in his childhood that don't narrate this dream to your brothers because of what? They might plot against them. They might plot against you. Why would they plot against you? What was the reason he mentioned? What was the reason he mentioned, Yaqub? Yes, the Yaqub alayhi salam, the father. Yes, but he did not say that, don't say it to them because they are a jealous bunch of boys. He did not say that. What did he say? Don't narrate this dream to them. They might plot against you because they are wicked. Did he say that? Because what? Because indeed, shaitan is the enemy, is the clear enemy. Yaqub alayhi salam taught him. Yaqub alayhi salam taught Yusuf alayhi salam. He knows that. That's why Yusuf alayhi salam does not blame his brothers. He excuses them with ignorance. He excuses them with overwhelming emotions. He excuses them with the plot of shaitan. And he gives them space to think and to reflect and to make tawbah. Then Yusuf alayhi salam says, yes, I am Yusuf and this is my brother. He says, قَدْ مَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَيْنَا. Indeed, Allah has bestowed His favor upon us. What was the reason of this favor? He states, إِنَّهُ مَنْ يَتَّقِ وَيَصْبِرْ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُضِيعُ أَجْرَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Indeed, those who have taqwa, who are mindful of Allah and has patience, Allah does not let the rewards of these kind of good doers to go to waste. This is one of the most important verses in this entire surah. Yusuf alayhi salam has gained the highest possible status in the materialistic ways. He is now a governor of one of the most powerful countries. He recognizes the favor of Allah. And what is the reason of this favor? He says, the reason of this favor of Allah upon us is the taqwa of Allah and sabr. Whoever is mindful of Allah, Allah will raise their status. Whoever is patient and fears Allah, Allah will not only reward them in the next life, Allah will reward them in this life. He is sharing this lesson with his brothers. Why? Because when his brothers saw that the father loves Yusuf alayhi salam more, his brothers were jealous of him. His brothers were jealous of this status. So he is saying to them that jealousy did not take you anywhere. What did they do? They were jealous, they plotted against him. Could they gain the love of their father? Could they get it? Did they win what they plotted for? No. But instead, what happened? Yusuf alayhi salam was mindful of Allah, he was fearful of Allah, and he bore everything patiently. And in the end, he was the one who won. He was the one who was favored by Allah. He's teaching them this lesson. So what I take away from this is the favors of Allah. When we see favors of Allah on someone else, someone might be given more power, authority, status, beauty, more than me. If I'm jealous of him, I am only harming myself. I am not getting anything out of it. I can't even harm him, and even if I can harm him, I am not getting anything out of it. But rather, if I take the strategy that is described here, which is taqwa and sabr, if I take that as my path, I am getting favors from Allah. I am getting status from Allah. Not in the akhirah, also in this dunya. Allah says in another context in the Quran. In another context, Allah is saying, in tamsaskum hasanatun tasukhum. When something good touches you, it makes them unhappy, your enemies. And when you are afflicted with any mishaps, they become very delighted. Allah is talking about the enemies of the Muslims. And then Allah prescribes to them that وَإِن تَصْبِرُوا وَتَتَّقُوا لَا يَضُرُّكُمْ كَيْدُهُمْ شَيْئًا. If you are mindful of Allah and you have patience, they won't be able to harm you at all. Their plot won't harm you. So, taqwa and patience is a recipe, is the secret to gaining status in the eyes of Allah, to gaining status even in this world. What do they reply? إِنَّهُ مَن يَتَّقِ وَيَصْبِرْ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُضِيعُ أَجْرَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. One more thing to be noticed here. Yusuf alayhi salam is saying, whoever is mindful of Allah and has patience, Allah does not waste the rewards of the good doers. Why does he say that Allah does not waste the reward of the good doers? Do we feel that Allah wastes the reward of the good doers? Do we sometimes feel like that? Why is Yusuf alayhi salam saying that? When someone is mindful of Allah, when we are mindful of Allah, there are times when we have to let go of things. We can't enjoy everything that perhaps my friend can enjoy who is not mindful of Allah. And we feel that we are losing out on many things. So Yusuf alayhi salam is saying, if you are mindful of Allah, you might feel that you are losing out temporarily, but Allah will not let you lose anything. All your rewards are being counted, and you will be rewarded accordingly in this world and the next. Allah will not let any effort go to waste. قَالُوا تَاللَّهِ لَقَدْ آثَرَكَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْنَا. They say that by Allah, we swear by Allah, that indeed Allah has favored you more than us. Allah has آثَرَكَ Allah. Allah has given you more priority over us. وَإِن كُنَّا لَخَاطِئِينَ. And indeed we are among the wrongdoers. They admit their mistake. And when they admit their mistake, Yusuf alayhi salam says, قَالَ لَا تَثْرِيبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الْيَوْمِ. There is no blame upon you today. Yusuf alayhi salam forgives them. يَغْفِرُ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ وَهُوَ أَرْحَمُ الرَّاحِمِينَ. Allah is going to forgive you, and He is the most merciful of all those who are merciful. He is the most merciful of all. Yusuf alayhi salam then says, اذهبوا بقميصي هذا. Take this shirt of mine and go to our father. اذهبوا بقميصي هذا فألقوه على وجه أبي. And lay it upon my father's face. يأتي بصيرا. His eyesight will come back. Remember, his eyesight, it was gone. He cried so much for Yusuf alayhi salam that his eyesight was gone. So Yusuf alayhi salam is saying, اذهبوا بقميصي هذا. Take this shirt of mine and lay it upon my father's face. His eyesight will be back. Shirt of Yusuf alayhi salam. Where have we seen it before? Who can say? Yes, when the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam threw him into the well, they took Yusuf alayhi salam's shirt, they soaked it in false blood, and they brought it to Yaqub alayhi salam. And when Yaqub alayhi salam saw it, that's when his sorrows began. And that's how he lost his sight, isn't it? So the loss of his sight was because of the blood-soaked shirt. And now, this shirt of Yusuf alayhi salam, which he is sending back with his brothers as a sign of his life, that he is alive, this shirt will bring his sight back. There's another place in the surah we see the shirt of Yusuf alayhi salam. Who can say that? Hamdan will say it. Where do we see the shirt of Yusuf alayhi salam? Wafi. Where was the shirt mentioned? A very significant point of the story. Yes? Minister's wife. Yes, right. Minister's wife, she pulled Yusuf alayhi salam's shirt. She was so desperate that she pulled Yusuf alayhi salam's shirt when he was running away. Right? And through the tearing of the shirt, it was discovered that Yusuf alayhi salam was innocent. So the shirt has a significant part in the story of Yusuf alayhi salam. It proved the innocence of Yusuf alayhi salam. Okay, so Yusuf alayhi salam gives his shirt and says, وَأْتُونِي بِأَهْلِكُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. Take this shirt of mine to our father and bring all your families together back to Egypt. وَلَمَّا فَصَلَتِ الْعِيرُ. When the caravan set off, قَالَ أَبُوهُمْ. Their father said, إِنِّي لَأَجِدُ رِيحَ يُوسُف. Indeed, I can smell Yusuf. Where did the caravan set off from? The caravan of the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam, where did it set off from? Egypt. Where is his father? Where is Yaqub alayhi salam? Wafi, where is he? Is he with the caravan? Is he with the caravan? No. Okay. Where is he? Yasin will say. Canaan. Very good. Yes. In Palestine. So Yaqub alayhi salam is in Palestine and the caravan set off from Egypt. When the caravan set off, imagine this scene. The caravan is setting off finally with the shirt of Yusuf alayhi salam. And on that part of the world, in another country, Yaqub alayhi salam suddenly smells his son, his long lost son, from his intuition. قَالَ أَبُوهُمْ إِنِّي لَأَجِدُ رِيحَ يُوسُف. Indeed, no doubt, I can smell the fragrance of Yusuf. لَوْلَا أَن تُفَنِّدُونَ. Even if you think of me as senile, even if you think that I'm talking crazy. قَالُوا. Who is with Yaqub alayhi salam? Who is around Yaqub alayhi salam now? His brothers are gone to Egypt for the goods, right? Who is around Yaqub alayhi salam now at his home? Probably his wife and grandchildren, other family members who are taking care of him. The brothers, they are married, right? They have families. So, he is saying in front of them that I am smelling Yusuf. So all of them, they say, Tallahi, we swear, innaka lafi dhalalika al-qadim. Indeed, you are still in your old error, old delusion. You are still in that delusion of Yusuf, that he is there, he is alive. Now you can't even smell him. Really? Get over it, please. فَلَمَّا أَنْ جَاءَ الْبَشِيرُ. When the bearer of the good news came, أَلْقَاهُ عَلَى وَجْهِهِ. He casted the shirt on his face. When the bearer of the good news came, فَلَمَّا أَنْ جَاءَ الْبَشِيرُ. What does Bashir mean? Bearer of the good news. Okay, who came with the good news here? Who is coming with the good news here? Yes? Yes, the one who came with the shirt? Who has come with the shirt? Who came with the shirt? Who came with the good news? Yes, brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam, right? So Bashir, the bearer of good news, is a singular one. So it is referring to someone who probably carried the shirt and who verbalized the good news to his father, right? Okay. This time, a news about Yusuf alayhi salam is being said to Yaqub alayhi salam. And someone among the brothers is verbalizing it, right? And he is being stated in the Quran as the Bashir, the bearer of the good news. When was the last time someone came to Yaqub alayhi salam about something regarding Yusuf alayhi salam? When was the last time? When he was thrown in the well, right. When he was thrown in the well, who spoke to their father?
The eldest brother.
Yasin, do you recall? His brothers, very good. His brothers, no one is mentioned. No one is mentioned by name or no one is singled out. Qalu ya abana. They said, "O father, O our father, we were playing and Yusuf was eaten." No one was highlighted in the Quran as the person who conveyed the message. But here, someone is being highlighted as the bearer of good news. Some of the scholars have said that it is the same person who brought the shirt, the blood-soaked shirt, that day. It is the same person here who brought the shirt of Yusuf alayhi salam with the good news. But in that context, when he was thrown into the well, it was an evil act. Allah did not highlight any of the brothers by name or single them out when an evil act was performed. But when it was the context of a good news, of something good, Allah highlighted the bearer of the good news. What this tells us is, when there is something negative to be shared, it is better not to highlight anyone by name if it's not necessary. You need to highlight a statement, you need to highlight a news, an incident, do it without mentioning someone, without putting someone down. And when it's something good, it's a positive context, you highlight them. It's a good context. When it was cast, when the qamis of Yusuf, the shirt of Yusuf was cast on his face, فَارْتَدَّ بَصِيرًا. He came back to his sight. قَالَ, and then he says, قَالَ أَلَمْ أَقُلْ لَكُمْ إِنِّي أَعْلَمُ مِنَ اللَّهِ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Did I not say that I know from Allah what you don't know? قَالُوا يَا أَبَانَا اسْتَغْفِرْ لَنَا ذُنُوبَنَا إِنَّا كُنَّا خَاطِئِينَ. O our Father, please seek forgiveness for us. Indeed, we were wrongdoers. قَالَ سَوْفَ أَسْتَغْفِرُ لَكُمْ رَبِّي إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْغَفُورُ الرَّحِيمُ. He said, I will seek forgiveness for you from my Master. He is Ghafur and Rahim. He is forgiving and kind. فَلَمَّا دَخَلُوا عَلَى يُوسُفَ آوَى إِلَيْهِ أَبَوَيْهِ. All of them with their families, they set out for where? Egypt. And when they came into the presence of Yusuf alayhi salam, Yusuf alayhi salam graciously graciously received his parents. وَقَالَ ادْخُلُوا مِصْرَ إِنْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ آمِنِينَ. Imagine this scene. His long lost son, after these many years, after decades, he's seeing his son as the governor of one of the most powerful states, receiving him. And he says, enter Egypt safely by the will of Allah. And then وَرَفَعَ أَبَوَيْهِ عَلَى الْعَرْشِ. He raises his parents to the throne. وَخَرُّوا لَهُ سُجَّدًا. And all of them, his parents, his brothers, all of them fall into prostration before him. Yusuf alayhi salam sees this and tells this to his father. قَالَ يَا أَبَتِ, O my dear father, هَذَا تَأْوِيلُ رُؤْيَايَ مِنْ قَبْلِ. This is the meaning, this is the interpretation of my dream, of my old dream, the dream that he saw when he was young. قَدْ جَعَلَهَا رَبِّي حَقًّا. My master has made it true. وَقَدْ أَحْسَنَ بِي, and he has been very kind to me. إِذْ أَخْرَجَنِي مِنَ السِّجْنِ, since he freed me from the prison. He has been very kind to me since he freed me from the prison. Yusuf alayhi salam is not saying, he has been very kind to me, Allah has been very kind to me since I was thrown into the well, since I was brought out of the well. And I was in the minister's house. Yusuf alayhi salam does not say that. Why doesn't he say that? Because when he mentions well, it involves the crime of his brothers. He doesn't want to put them in that situation. That's why he says, Allah has been very kind to me. Look at the height of moral excellence. Allah has been very kind to me since he freed me from the prison. وَجَاءَ بِكُم مِّنَ الْبَدْوِ مِن بَعْدِ أَن نَزَغَ الشَّيْطَانُ بَيْنِي وَبَيْنَ إِخْوَتِي. And Allah brought you all from the desert after Shaitan had caused enmity between me and my brothers. He refers all the things that happened to him, refers to Shaitan. He refers all of this to Shaitan. That Shaitan is the root cause of all of this. He doesn't mention it for one single time. That after my wicked brothers did this and that to me, see how Allah has blessed me. See. He doesn't say that. He puts everything, he takes everything back to Allah. It is all by the favor of Allah. Allah has been very kind to me. But whatever happened with us, whatever happened in our family, all the conflicts that were there, all that we had to go through, it was because of Shaitan. I don't blame my brothers. Inna Rabbi latiful lima yasha. One of my favorite portions of this surah. Inna Rabbi latiful lima yasha. Indeed, Allah is latif in what He wants, in what He plans. What does latif mean? Latif means subtle. Indeed, Allah is subtle in what He wants. What does subtle mean? You cannot trace the plan of Allah. You cannot find out what Allah is planning throughout. Allah does everything. Allah manifests His plans in a very subtle manner. You cannot understand it. You and I cannot understand what is going to happen. What does Allah want out of this? See, if we look back, Yusuf alayhi salam is looking back at his life and saying this and making this comment that Allah has been subtle in what He wants. If we look back, when he was thrown into the well, did it look like that he will be raised to the throne? It looked like that he was being thrown down. But when he was being thrown down, it was actually his journey to be raised to the throne. But we could not see it. No one could see it. It is among the subtle plans of Allah. When he was taken away from his father cried. His father cried and cried until he lost his sight. It was the most tragic incident of that family. But behind the most tragic incident of this family lied one of the greatest, the proudest achievement this family could achieve. Behind the veils of this tragic incident lied the most honorable, status that Yusuf alayhi salam was being awarded with. No one could see that. We could not see that. Yusuf alayhi salam was cast into the prison by false accusations. It seemed that he was being put down. But him getting into the prison was just taking another step closer to the throne. All of this was the subtle plan of Allah. If he did not enter the prison, he would not have met those inmates. If he did not meet those inmates, he wouldn't be able to interpret the dream of the king. And if he did not interpret the dream of the king, he wouldn't get the title of the finance minister, of the governor. When the ladies of the town, they wanted to disgrace Yusuf alayhi salam, they wanted to put accusations on Yusuf alayhi salam, it seemed that they were putting Yusuf alayhi salam down. They were disgracing him. But after that, when they were putting him down, it was only the plan of Allah that Allah will prove Yusuf alayhi salam as an upright person, as a person of high moral excellence in front of everyone of the country, in front of all the ministers. He was a man of moral excellence, but it was only known by the people of the house of Aziz. But because of that accusation, now all the ministers, the entire country knows about the moral excellence of this man. What we take away from this is, if we can have taqwa and sabr, Allah's plan will work in our favor in ways we can't imagine. There might be incidents which seem to be the most tragic incidents of our life, but it is through those incidents Allah will bring out the greatest, the happiest moments of our life, inshallah. Innahu huwal alimul hakim. Indeed, He alone is the one who knows everything. He alone is all wise. Where did we see this name before in this surah? Alim and Hakim. Where did we see this name in this surah? Who can tell? He is all-knowing and all-wise. Come on, this is easy. In the beginning, yes, where? Yaqub alayhi salam was advising his son when he saw the dream which indicated his prophethood. Yaqub alayhi salam taught him that, my son, Allah has a great status for you. And always remember that Allah is all-knowing and all-wise. You will go through things in life. What he meant through that teaching of the names of Allah, Alim and Hakim, is you will go through incidents in life which might not make any sense to you. You will not understand the wisdom behind it. You will not know what's going on. But remember that Allah knows everything. He alone knows everything. And He is all wise. Even if it does not make sense to you, it is absolutely planned out wisely by the all-wise, the Hakim. Remember this, my son. He told this to Yusuf alayhi salam when he saw that special dream when he was a child. And he kept that lesson with him throughout his life. Throughout all the things that he went through, he kept this lesson with him. And now, when he looks back at his life and his father is with him, he tells him that, Father, you were right. You were right. Indeed, Allah is all-knowing and all-wise. Allah is Latif. Did Yaqub alayhi salam teach him that Allah is Latif? Allah is subtle? Yaqub alayhi salam did not teach him that. He learned it himself. Yaqub alayhi salam taught him Alim and Hakim. And Yusuf alayhi salam, through the journey of life, he learned that Allah is subtle, Allah is latif, and he is sharing that with his father. That, oh my father, indeed, Allah is subtle in what he plans, and you are right, only he is who knows it all, and he is all wise. And then he turns to Allah, Rabbi qad ataytani min al-mulk. Oh Allah, you have granted me, you have given me from the kingdom, something from the kingdom, from the dominion. You have given me some power. He is the governor of Egypt, he is the finance minister, he is a powerful minister. But he is saying, oh Allah, you have given me some power. He does not say, Allah, you have given me so much power. He says, whatever you have given me, Allah, it is very small compared to the power you have. You have given me some from it. وَعَلَّمْتَنِي مِن تَأْوِيلِ الْأَحَادِيثِ. And you have taught me something from the interpretation of dreams. And my last wish is to be the king of Egypt. Does he say that? No. He says, you have given me dominion. You have taught me interpretation of dreams, O Allah. فَاطِرَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. You are the originator, the creator, the originator of the heavens, of the skies and the earth. أَنْتَ وَلِيِّي فِي الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. You are my friend, you are my guardian. You are my guardian in this world and the next. تَوَفَّنِي مُسْلِمًا. O Allah, please let me die as a Muslim. Let me die in a state I am submitting to you. Let me die as a Muslim. This is my last wish. وَأَلْحِقْنِي بِالصَّالِحِينَ. And join me with the righteous ones. He is the most righteous person living on the earth after Yaqub alayhi salam. He is saying, he's a Nabi. He is saying, then join me with the righteous. He doesn't deem himself as righteous. He says, join me with the righteous. The scholars say that, many scholars say that after a few years of this incident, Yaqub alayhi salam passed away. And shortly after that, Yusuf alayhi salam, filled with grief, he also passed away. And he was joined with his father. Even if we think in that context, it is also profound that Allah joined him with his father shortly after his depart. With the righteous, with the most righteous. Yaqub alayhi salam is the most righteous man living. He's the prophet. Allah joins him with him shortly after he departs. ذَلِكَ مِنْ أَنْبَاءِ الْغَيْبِ نُوحِيهِ إِلَيْكَ. Allah comments on this entire story. That is from the stories of. These are the stories from the unseen we are inspiring to you. These are true stories. You couldn't have known them. This has come down to you as a revelation. But even if this is true, the Quraysh and the Yahud of Medina, they are not going to believe this. Most of them are not going to believe this. Allah is consoling the Prophet وَمَا تَسْأَلُهُمْ عَلَيْهِ مِنْ أَجْرٍ. You don't seek any reward from them. إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا ذِكْرٌ لِلْعَالَمِينَ. It is only a reminder for all the worlds. وَكَأَيٍّ مِّنْ آيَةٍ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ يَمُرُّونَ عَلَيْهَا وَهُمْ عَنْهَا مُعْرِضُونَ. And there are so many signs in the heavens and the earth. They cross over them. They pass by them, being indifferent. They turn away from them. وَمَا يُؤْمِنُ أَكْثَرُهُمْ بِاللَّهِ إِلَّا وَهُمْ مُشْرِكُونَ. Most of them don't believe in Allah except that they also associate partners with Him. Most of the people believe in Allah, but they also associate partners with Him in some way or the other. Some people associate partners by worshipping idols, and some people associate partners in other ways that are more subtle. People take credit of different favors that they enjoy. Taking credit of the favors that people enjoy is also a kind of shirk. Being arrogant about those favors like they owned it, it's also a kind of shirk. depending on someone else other than Allah is also a kind of shirk. Many people believe in Allah, but they knowingly or unknowingly associate partners with Him. قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ عَلَى بَصِيرَةٍ أَنَا وَمَنِ اتَّبَعَنِي. Say that this is my path. I call to Allah عَلَى بَصِيرَةٍ, with full insight, me and those who followed me. وَسُبْحَانَ اللَّهِ وَمَا أَنَا مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. And glory be to Allah, I am not among the mushrikeen, among the ones who associate partners with Him. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن قَبْلِكَ إِلَّا رِجَالًا نُوحِي إِلَيْهِم مِّنْ أَهْلِ الْقُرَى. We have only sent before you men we have inspired to them. They were from the people of the cities. أَفَلَمْ يَسِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَيَنْظُرُوا كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. Do they not travel in the land, travel in the earth, and see what has been the condition of the people who were destroyed before them? وَلَدَارُ الْآخِرَةِ خَيْرٌ لِلَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. And the abode of the hereafter is far better for those who have taqwa. أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Won't you reflect, won't you think? حَتَّى إِذَا اسْتَيْأَسَ الرُّسُلُ وَظَنُّوا أَنَّهُمْ قَدْ كُذِبُوا. And when the إِذَا اسْتَيْأَسَ الرُّسُلُ, when the messengers despaired, وَظَنُّوا, and they thought that they have been denied by their people, جَاءَهُمْ نَصْرُنَا, our help came to them, فَنُجِّيَ مَن نَشَاءُ, and we have saved whoever we wanted. وَلَا يُرَدُّ بَأْسُنَا عَنِ الْقَوْمِ الْمُجْرِمِينَ. And our punishment is not averted from the mujrimeen, from the criminals. The last ayah. لَقَدْ كَانَ فِي قَصَصِهِمْ عِبْرَةٌ لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. Indeed, in their stories, in the stories of Yusuf alayhi salam, in the stories of Musa alayhi salam, and everyone else, are lessons, عِبْرَةٌ, lessons, لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ, for those who have sound mind. What is Allah saying to us? In these stories, there are lessons. We need to come back to these stories over and over again. Not just we know what the story is going to look like. We know this happens after that. Enough. We know it. What's the point? What am I going to know? What am I going to learn again? These stories have lessons, timeless lessons. We need to come back to these stories over and over again for achieving taqwa, for achieving sabr. We have lessons in these stories. ما كان حديثا يفترى. It is not a made-up story. It is not a made-up narration. ولكن تصديق الذي بين يديه. But it is an affirmation of what came before it. وتفصيل كل شيء. And it is a description of everything. وهدى ورحمة لقوم يؤمنون. And it is a guidance and mercy for those who believe. These stories are a source of guidance and mercy for those who believe. It would have been totally possible for Allah not to reveal the Quran, not to reveal these stories. We would still have to follow the instructions of Allah. We would still have to abide by the do's and don'ts. But it is out of the mercy of Allah that Allah gave us these stories. We can open these stories, take lessons, shed tears, find solace, take consolations, find guidance, and take strength from these stories for the struggles that we go through. May Allah make us among those who take lessons from these stories. May Allah make us among those who are among the muttaqeen, who are among the muhsineen. May Allah make us among those who take the